let it play out in court. I've said it to people on the left. I've said it to people on the right. Tristan messages me this morning and he's like, hey, I didn't know that you thought I was guilty. Did they ban Tate from Airbnb? Probably. It's really weird that all the companies will like jump together to like ban people from shit if they haven't violated anything on that platform. I think it's really stupid. People are molding about your good luck tweets to Tristan. Oh, I've maintained the same position. It's okay. The responses are so stupid. First of all, half of them are his sims, so you can understand. But you guys are fucking retarded. First of all, it's the internet. Nobody cares. You can say whatever the you want. Why would you think that somebody wouldn't talk shit on Twitter? Number one. But number two, the same thing I've said the entire fucking time that I'll say over and over and over and over and over and over and over again is let it play out in court. I've said it to people on the left. I've said it to people on the right. What? Okay, here's the Andrew Tate news. Andrew Tate got arrested for human trafficking. I don't know what else to say. If he did that, wow, that's pretty bad. If he didn't do that, then hopefully they release him. What else do you want me to say? RLH in YouTube chat. Give me some other sample commentary that I can give on the issue. Go ahead. I don't know what I'm supposed to say about it. I will say, everybody is everybody's tweeting out that it was that Greta, the Greta tweet that allowed the authorities to find where it was. I don't think that's true. I'm curious if there's like actually a, I'm curious if there's actually like a news source confirming that. Because I've seen a couple people retweet it, now they've gotten really big, but I haven't seen like an official news source actually confirm that yet. People on the left get mad because they want me to assume they're guilty. People on the right get mad because they think it means I think they're guilty. I think they are guilty, personally, based on what I've seen on the internet, if what they've said is true. But that's what the court process is the same. Or that's what the court process is for. You let them go to trial, you make their case, they get convicted beyond a reasonable doubt, or they are acquitted of the charges, and then you move on. That's all you can do. That's literally every single time. That's all you can do. Do you think Tate's reputation is going to keep going down the shitter, or will it have another Trump situation where people are just complete simps? I think that something I've realized as I've watched my success in online content, other people's lack of success, and then kind of like broader trends in general is I think people get fatigued by certain gimmicks. I would argue that Trump's personality, style, and engagement with people is a type of gimmick. Andrew Tate is as well. Now, a gimmick isn't bad. I know a lot of people associate gimmick with bad, but like I had a gimmick in 2016 of being like a hardcore lefty debate bro, right? That was like kind of a gimmick to some extent, right? I think that hopefully there's something good underneath the gimmick that people like, but I think you have to be able to switch up to continue to be successful. I don't think Trump can be the same person. I don't think the Tates can continue to be the same people and enjoy the same level of success. I think eventually people get fatigued and then they don't see it anymore and eventually they move on to something else. So whether or not they stay relevant, I think is a matter of whether or not they change up content. It's kind of like eyes, I guess. If you stare at a certain color long enough, what's his color? I think it's rods, right? Is it rods or cones? Which ones see color? If you see a certain type of color long enough with your eye, is it cones? Are cones the things that see color? If you see a certain color long enough with your eye, it gets fatigued, and then you don't perceive that color anymore, and you actually start to perceive the opposite. I don't know. I think if you just stare straight at this for I think like 20 seconds or something, like stare in the very middle, and eventually all the colors disappear. The cones in your eyes that perceive certain colors will get fatigued very quickly, and then things change. But I think that the way that we deal with people in online content and politicians and everything is relatively similar. I think you get fatigued on something and it has to change to keep your interest. Andrew Tate charged with rape and human trafficking. Controversial influencer Andrew Tate has been charged in Romania with rape, human trafficking, and forming an organized crime group to sexually exploit women. His brother Tristan and 2 associates also face charges. All have denied the allegations. The Tate brothers were first arrested at their Bucharest home in December. In March, they were moved from custody to house arrest following a ruling by a Romanian judge. The indictment deposited with the Bucharest court says that the 4 defendants formed an organized criminal group in 2021 to commit human trafficking in Romania, but also in other countries, including the US and the United Kingdom. It named 7 alleged victims who it says were recruited by the Tate brothers through false promises of love and marriage. The alleged victims were later taken to buildings in Ilfov County in Romania, where they were intimidated, placed under constant surveillance and control, and forced into debt, according to a statement from Romanian prosecutors. The defendants allegedly then forced the women to take part in pornography, which was later shared on social media. One defendant is accused of raping a woman twice in March of 2022, the statement adds. The trial will not start immediately and is expected to take several years. A Romanian judge now has 60 days to inspect the case files before it can be sent to trial. The media team for the Tate brothers said, "While this news is undoubtedly predictable, we embrace the opportunity it presents to demonstrate their innocence and vindicate their reputation." It added that the indictment allows us to present a comprehensive body of evidence diligently collected and prepared over time, which will undoubtedly substantiate the brothers' claims of innocence. There are separate charges still under investigation which could lead to a separate indictment, including money laundering and trafficking of minors. In 2016, Andrew Tate, a British-American former kickboxer, was removed from the British TV show Big Brother over a video which appeared to show him attacking a woman. He went on to gain notoriety online, with Twitter banning him for saying women should bear some responsibility for being sexually assaulted. He has since been reinstated. Despite social media bans, he gained popularity, particularly among young men, by promoting what he presented as a hyper-masculine, ultra-luxurious lifestyle.
So I just wanted to have an informal conversation. I was going to put a suit on and do this formally, but I think it's better if I do this informally. Highlighting some of the things that everybody already knows about how the Matrix operates.
Tristan messages me this morning, and he's like, "Hey, I didn't know that you thought I was guilty." And I'm like, "Yeah, obviously I think you guys are guilty. That's why I said we disagree." And he's like, "Why do you want an interview?" I was like, "I don't know, a long-form conversation would be interesting." And by the end of our conversation, he's like, "Well, listen, I won't unfollow you because I'm not petty." And I'm like, "Well, thanks, dude. I won't unfollow you either." What a weird conversation. I don't know if it's actually them running the Twitter accounts. It was such like a bizarre conversation.
Operates and what they're trying to do to me and what I believe is going to happen next. It's quite interesting that they are attacking me and attempting to vilify me at the exact same time, whereas real predators, which work for the media establishment, are being ousted. So it's really interesting to do a juxtaposition and do a comparison, right, between how they will treat Philip Schofield, who is confirmed as a groomer, who is admitting he has committed sexual crimes, and how they'll treat me, a man with no convictions and no admission of sexual crimes. Look at the differences in the headlines. Look at how soft they are in their interviews with him.
You've had quite the week. How are you?
Look at how now, after only 2 or 3 days, the headlines are saying we should forgive him and feel sorry for him.
I don't even know what this guy did.
Whereas me, who's been under constant media assault for over a year, they never let up.
Wait, why are people suiciding?
Someone sent me a clip yesterday of Philip Schofield saying he's going to kill himself and how sad he is.
Last week, if my daughters hadn't been there, then I wouldn't be here.
Why do they keep pushing me? Why do they keep pushing me, playing the sympathy card? And all the headlines are now like, yeah, we can't keep attacking this poor man. For 1 year they've attacked me, and they will not stop. And this highlights the difference between the people who are on the side of the establishment and the people who are not on the side of the establishment. I've been offered to sell my soul very many times. I want everyone at home to understand, you do not become the most...
Okay, can somebody link me the story of this guy. I'm curious, because these guys have brought him up a lot as like some juxtaposition for, look at how unfairly I'm treated and look at how nicely this guy's treated. What's this guy's name? Philip Schofield? Or Schofield, this guy? Britain's this morning television programs become the center of spectacle, drawing comparisons to Apple TV, blah, blah, blah. Co-host Philip Schofield, 61, departed the show late last month, later revealing he had an affair with a junior colleague. Schofield's co-host Holly Willoughby returned to This Morning on Monday and said she had a lot of process following Schofield's revelation. To be leaving ITV this morning in late mail and said he lied about a relationship with a much younger male colleague. Okay, why do they keep saying that? What does younger mean? Was he like 15 or like 25? The 61-year-old TV star left on May 20th after report service surrounding tensions with the co-hosts. Blah, blah, blah. Started in 2002, shared a now removed statement on Instagram according to BBC, said he'd always done his best to be honorable and kind. He said he had an affair, which he said was consensual. He said in a statement that the move was unwise but not illegal, contrary to speculation. When I met the man, when he was a teenager, was asking him, it's only after he started to work on the show that it became more than just a friendship. Oh, his colleague was 20. Who the fuck cares? Okay, it's not really comparable.
Googled man on Earth, especially amongst a demographic of young men.
Unless there's like, is there actual evidence that this guy groomed the guy for a long time? I feel like grooming is hard because if you're that creepy and weird, I feel like you would just fuck him when he's 15. Would you really would you really groom somebody and wait as a TV star for like 3, 4, or 5 years? I feel like you would just fuck the underage kid, right? Don't people claim these guys are all Epstein pedophiles anyway? Why would you wait?
Which have money to spend, without very large companies and corporations becoming extremely interested in you. I've been offered $50 to $60 million by companies I'm not going to name. All I had to do was shut up. Shut up, take the money.
Wait, you're literally staring down the barrel of like some trafficking crimes, like convictions. You're banned from almost every major social media platform on Earth. Why would you not just name names? Who are you protecting at this point? Like, why would you not just say who's offered you money?
Most Googled man on Earth, especially amongst a demographic of young men which have money to spend, without very large companies and corporations becoming extremely interested in you. I've been offered $50 to $60 million by companies I'm not going to name. All I had to do was shut up. Shut up, take the money. Wear the stupid hat, wave around the stupid drink, whatever it is, and continue to agree with whatever the Matrix says, regardless of my own personal feelings, my personal views and beliefs, and just push it on the minds of young children. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to sell my soul. If I would have sold my soul to a large corporation, and then this attack happened, which I very much doubt this level.
So by his definition, Destiny does not think grooming happens. I just saw a video where he explicitly defines grooming as the long-term non-sexual lead-up to a sexual content. Yeah, but you'd have to show the grooming happens, my dude. Like, you guys have zero charitability. You guys will see a picture like, oh, they met when they were 15, they fucked when they were 20, grooming. You just like instantaneously assume that. But like what? If this was, but whereas like we have actual evidence and proof of the Tates messaging like 15, 16-year-old girls in Romania, and you guys are like, well, maybe come on, dude, you're so selectively skeptical. Could the guy have groomed the kid? Yeah, sure, it's possible, but you need to show that. You have to demonstrate that somehow, right? You can't just say that he just happened to know him at 15, therefore he groomed him.
Level of Matrix attack would have even happened to me. But if it did, then this large corporation would speak to the media, and the media would be treating me like they treat Philip Schofield. They wouldn't be treating me as an enemy, they would treat me as an ally. All I had to do was sell my soul, and I refused. The recent BBC interview that took place, I don't think most people understand genuinely how snaky that interview was.
If he's gonna say snaky for the 15th time and he's gonna bring up the list of questions for the 15th time, I hope he shows an email or something. I hope he actually demonstrates that there was some snaky shit going on and he doesn't just make the same unverified claims over and over and over and over and over again. I hope he actually demonstrates something.
The reason I had to destroy her so ruthlessly is because of how the interview was set up. When I was in jail, the BBC was constantly trying to get me to give an interview over the phone, and I refused. When I left jail, the BBC begged me.
Show the emails. Show the emails. Show the emails.
And for 3 months, I refused. Eventually, once I understood, after my 3rd month of house arrest, what the Romanian government is going to do to me, which we're going to discuss shortly, I thought now would be a good time to give an interview. BBC begged me, saying that Romania has one of the most corrupt justice systems in Europe, that there's serious problems with the case, lots of evidence that's been leaked shows Andrew's innocent, that Andrew's side of the story hasn't been heard, that we're interested in fair and unbiased journalism, that we don't want to come there and do a hit piece, we want to speak to him and try and find out the truth of what's happening.
Show
In
it.
fact, we're going to send you the questions we want to ask in advance. I'm not a coward. I never ask for questions in advance.
Then show the
question.
If they send it in advance, you're literally admitting there's a paper trail. Show the questions. I know you already had the souls in your jewelry, but the armor is insane. Make sure you're fully slotted with those. Yeah.
I'm a professional, and I will destroy anyone instantly. But they sent us a list of questions, which was shown to me, and I was like, well, those are actually interesting questions. What's my mental health like? What's Romanian jail like? What's going to send you the questions?
Did he show it?
But they sent us a list of questions, which was shown to me, and I was like, well, those are actually interesting questions. What's my mental health like? What's Romanian jail like? What's it like being in a courtroom where everyone's speaking a language you don't understand and having your liberty deprived of you? I thought this is going to be an interesting interview. I agreed. The BBC, all nice smiles and all lies, sent us this entire spiel, turned up, turned the cameras on, sat down, and attacked me.
Have you ever put any and applied any psychological control on any of the women you dated? Or
No, and I respect women. This idea that that I'm so much smarter that I can hypnotize somebody.
Wait, buy the final upgrades to your items? Bro, that shit costs incredibly exotic materials and the legendary shit. I don't think that's worth it at all.
I think it's an extremely misogynistic idea. I think your idea is misogynistic to believe that women don't have their own free thoughts and free minds.
They attempted to sucker punch me. They attempted to shake my hand and knock me out with a sucker punch once the cameras were on, to hit me when I was off guard. They expected me to be off guard, ready to talk about my mental health.
Fuck.
And hit me with these questions and me make a fool of myself, unaware that I'm a master of Aikido. And when you attempt to sucker punch me, it simply misses, and I destroy you.
I think we're done.
Unmatched perspicacity. Just because I'm the best there's ever been, and me, with my quick thinking and nearly incomparable wit, can sit and destroy a professional reporter and her entire research team's preparation, just because I make that look easy, doesn't mean I should be forced to succumb to these unfortunate circumstances. 99% of the population, if they were tricked the way I was tricked, would look a fool on camera. They were very prepared to try and make a fool of me. But I'm the best there's ever been. Did they do this to Philip Schofield? No. Where was the BBC's outrage when Rolf Harris or Jimmy Savile were touching children? They don't care. Where's the BBC's outrage when certain other people, high level in society, members of the royal family, are caught having pictures with minors? They don't care. But they will continue to try and convince you that I am something I am not, on repeat, over and over and over again. These people are worse than disingenuous. They are worse than simply liars. They are evil. They are a club. And if you sell your soul and join the club, they offer you protection. And if you don't, they aim to destroy you, which is what they're trying to do to me. The reason I decided to give the interview to the BBC is because I now believe that the next step, and I'm going to call it, because I've called everything that's happened to me so far.
Disobedience
Look at my old
aspect?
interviews. I said, stage 2, they're going to try and put me in jail. I understand that you get 3 strikes in this game. Strike 1 is they try and shut you up and discredit you, which I've just been through. Strike 2 is they try and put you in jail for no reason. And strike 3 is they kill you.
I think
The
you already
truth is
had
this,
it.
So I knew it was coming. I absolutely not knew it was coming because of how orchestrated it was. The only thing, and I'll state this at the beginning, the only reason I'm upset by being canceled is because I've expired one of my lives. I mean, I'd never kill myself. Don't fucking try. But, bruv, because that's what's next. That's what's next. It's scary. I'm telling you, everyone thinks I'm paranoid. Everyone thinks I'm crazy.
So it's like every single organization on the face of the planet is corrupt. This is what I say to people. I say, listen, and I'm going to say this on this podcast now because I say it on every other one. I would never.
Did I
ever
lose
kill
this
myself.
aspect?
I truly believe they're going to come and they're going to try and kill me on a long enough time frame because they tried to shut me up and I won't shut up. They're either going to try and put me in jail or they're going to kill me. And I would never kill myself under any circumstances ever. And the reason I say this, and I say this to people, and they go, but what can they put you in jail for? And I'm like, how ignorant are you? In your ignorance to believe they need a reason. You believe it's fair. You believe I can get a lawyer and prove myself innocent. That's not how it works. They decide you're guilty long before and they find a reason.
Go to the dungeon
why.
listed
and it doesn't
under the
matter what
aspect.
you do about it, you will pay the fucking price. It's not fair. None of it is. Every single system's corrupt. It actually annoys me when people say that to me. Well, just get a lawyer. Why? They can't put you in jail if you're innocent. Yes, they fucking
Halls of the
can.
Damned
That's
and
what people don't understand
Kyrgyzstan.
about the world. They can and they do and they fucking will. And that's what's scary.
I'm going to call what's going to happen next.
Where's that?
The Matrix is extremely angry. And they are angry because their weapons aren't working. I remain unfazed. This is the first time in history someone who's canceled became more popular than before. This is the first time in history where a full broadside
Near
of
Rima?
media lies for over a
Rima
year
Dick? Well, I
across
don't-
every single outlet that they control has failed. Nobody
You get a pin if you
believes
click on it in your collections
Nobody.
tab.
So now what do? Well, I believe the UK is going to try and raise charges against me. Don't know what for. I've done nothing wrong. Something's going to appear from nowhere. In fact, I will say that I have some very high-level friends and some whistleblowers who are confirming exactly that to me. They've looked at me and thought, we have to get this guy. What's he done? Nothing. Find
Collections
something.
tab is the Y
Who
hotkey.
cares? Get some papers, move some papers around, get a judge who'll stamp them, and put him in jail. It doesn't matter that I've done nothing wrong. I also want to say that I believe the Romanian government is going to charge me. They're not going to charge me because they have any evidence, and they're not going to charge me because I'm guilty of anything. They're going to charge me because after a 14-month investigation, 6 months of arrest, which is the maximum they can possibly give me without charge, I don't think they can just drop this. Imagine they just drop this tomorrow. Oh, we made it all up. Imagine that. What choice do they have but to charge me? If they charge me, I have to go to trial. Now, of course, I still believe in Romanian justice. I really, truly believe that even with Romanian justice systems or matrix-controlled justice systems, I will be found innocent. Because I know the case file, I know what's in it. But that's going to take years. They're going to waste 1.5 to 2 years of my life, make me go to trial. Then when I'm found not guilty, it's been years. Who cares, right? Distance from event. If they drop it now, it's the biggest story in the world. They can't drop it. They're going to charge me. They're not going to charge me because I've done anything wrong. They're going to charge me because that's how the Matrix works. Unfortunately, I'm
The music is on there. I thought it was Diablo music.
up against an enemy which I can't really, truly beat. I can't beat them. All I can do is continue to discredit them to the point where nobody believes them anymore. And I cannot do that without having perspicacious, intelligent people at home who are analyzing the situation and truly understand what is happening to me. If I have to martyr myself, if I have to some degree sacrifice my liberty and the quality of my life to highlight how the Matrix operates, how the legal system and the media work hand in hand to try and convince the populace somebody is guilty before a judge says they are guilty because they have pre-decided to say this person is guilty because of his wrong think. If I have to sacrifice myself to do those things, then I guess at least my imprisonment is a noble one. And I'm a man. And although Romanian jail is as close to hell as you can find on planet Earth, if I
Really?
have to suffer it, I will do that because I will not sell my soul. The point of this video is only to highlight and make clear the differences in how the people inside of the club are treated against versus the people who are outside of the club. And also for me to predict the future for everyone to understand. When new charges come, when new countries attempt to attack me, when the Matrix unrelentingly continues to print lies about me and try to convince the world that I am a bad person, I hope it does nothing else but show the world that I am a good person. These people are liars. The people they tell you are good are not good. The people they tell you are bad are the good ones. Do not believe a word that they say. All in all, my predictions to the future are not certain. My future is certainly not certain. Whether I'll continue to breed or continue to be free, nobody knows. But the one thing I can guarantee to absolutely everybody at home, and anybody who believes in me and my message, and anybody who listens to me speak, I will never sell my soul, I will never be controlled, and I will never lie.
Saucecast banned on IG after Tate interview. Adam is simping for Tate at the moment. Wait, really?
But yeah, that's very interesting.
And then PewDiePie was banned from Twitter for making a joke about ISIS. So why did Andrew Tate
Good
get
one,
banned?
dude.
They did not tell me. They did not send me an email, no correspondence. I certainly didn't break terms of service. I guess that's why they couldn't send me an email and explain why. Nobody told me, whether it was YouTube that banned me or Meta that banned me. They banned me instantly and forever without any kind of correspondence. They've not told me why. They've not told me why I did. The media machine, in synchronization with the ban, we can call that coincidence if you want to believe in such things, came out with some kind of bullshit explanation that I'm misogynistic or some garbage. But the actual social media companies themselves provided no explanation at all, no correspondence.
Destiny, the incel.
So no explanation whatsoever. That's
Neat,
what I
and
got
also-
from that. So Pat asked
wait,
him,
what?
so here are all the people that got canceled. Boom, boom, boom. Why did you get canceled? So zero explanation. Makes sense. I get it now. Tate, if you end up seeing this.
That's a honeypot
I'll
thread.
show
I'll
you
leave
this
that
clip.
one running.
Zero explanation. Just poof, gone. So very interesting. They don't give you an explanation when they cancel you. Now, that's what I learned about Instagram, Facebook, Meta. We've been doing YouTube for years now. If there's a video that they have a problem with, they'll demonetize. They'll give you a strike. They'll give you a warning. Certain other platforms, Twitter, they might give you a disclaimer in the past. TikTok, I've had one video taken down for breaking community guidelines. But Meta, Facebook, Instagram specifically, they will just take your account. No explanation, no nothing, poof, gone. Guys, this is scary stuff.
Yeah.
Very scary stuff that someone sitting in an office in Silicon Valley, Instagram headquarters, some 24-year-old kid just reviewing, boom, gone, you're deleted. Very interesting. So there's another clip right here where I asked Tate, I said, so ironically enough, who was the first platform to ban you? I believe this starts at 6:40.
TikTok or Instagram?
Who was the first one to take you off?
Meta.
Meta was first. So
Meta.
Facebook,
Stop.
Instagram.
Facebook, Instagram.
So Meta.
And then it was
Okay? I'm having flashbacks right now.
Don't
Joey,
leave
if you
us.
can keep the mouse over the screen while we're playing the video, I can at least see the timestamps. So Meta was first to take him off. Go ahead.
the domino effect.
Yeah, so Meta took me down. So it's quite interesting, actually. I had a YouTube channel for a while. It was never so large. I had 738,000 subscribers. It took me a long time to build it up. I got a strike on YouTube, which prevented me from posting. Got a strike, no big deal. The next
Strike
day,
on YouTube, no
Meta
big
took me
deal.
down, deleted my Facebook and my Instagram.
Then they delete
the
your
press came
Instagram.
out at exactly the same time in sync, saying that I'm a misogynistic, dangerous person, that I'm harmful, that I am the reason that the world is not a perfect place, world hunger, you name it, all my fault. Attacked me across all of this, and I thought, okay, let me film a message that I can get out on my YouTube, my final message, which I don't know if you guys have seen. I ended up putting on freetalkg.com. Let me film my final message explaining how this is unfair and unjust. We filmed it, we produced it, we got it all edited within 12 hours, had to feel ready to go, but we couldn't post it because of the YouTube strike. So we're waiting for the YouTube strike to expire. A few hours before the YouTube strike expires, guess what happened? They banned me from YouTube. Then they banned me from Discord. Then they banned me from Airbnb. They banned me from Stripe. I can't even remember. It was just emails coming in faster than you could believe. Ban.
So what's the socials?
Oh, no, the Matrix presses a button, my friend. And every app on your phone stops working. Uber. You name it. Uber.
Stop.
You name it.
Wait, you can't use Uber?
Well, I can use Uber. You just start a new account, right? But,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, Uber. Catch me. But
Your main account on Uber was taken.
they take everything.
Everything. Coordinated effort all at once.
Coordinated effort all at once. Every single one of them just goes, no. Delete. And they come at you and they come at you with
And Stripe.
banks.
Payment processors.
Oh, and banks. UK-based banks as well. High Street banks. I can name Santander, HSBC, Barclays, etc. all at the same
Massive
time.
banks.
Oh, no, sorry, to change. We've decided because blah, blah, some bullshit, some letter, close your accounts. So they take all your banking, they take your payment processing, they take all your social media presence, they take your Discord, they take your Skype, they take all your accounts, your ability to communicate with people, and then they lie about you to the press. And they leave you there. They leave you there to suffer. They attempt
On
to
one hand, you
argue.
can understand the social component. All right, these guys are all probably all working in unison.
Yeah.
But when you hear payment processors, banks, apps like Uber, how are you processing that?
No, I mean,
Yeah. So, yeah. You know, it's funny. Before we even did that interview with Tate, before the interview, we're on the way to Spain. I'm talking to the guys here. I said, how do you think it works, right? How do you think it all works? I go, and I'm joking. I'm saying, do you think like all these big tech, digital government types who are running tech monopolies, do you think they're all just like on a group chat, just being like, yo, what up, homie? Today I'm gonna cancel Tate. Yeah, me too, gotcha, let me know, boom, I'm on it. How could that possibly be? And then I asked them, and all they do is they press one button and you're eliminated.
Scary.
Eliminated, okay? And it's one thing if it's your social accounts, fucking sucks. Then it's your payment processors. It's how you get around. It's your Ubers, it's your Lyft, it's where you wanna stay, it's your Airbnbs. It's every outlet for you to live your life. They at any point can just cancel you, okay? And keep in mind, This was when he was just a misogynist, saying things online that certain people didn't like. This is prior to any allegations. This is prior to the human trafficking stuff. This is how it all works.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling an inch of what he's dealing with, but I totally understand and empathize.
Did they ban Tate from Airbnb? Probably. It's really weird that all the companies will like jump together to like ban people from shit if they haven't violated anything on that platform. I think it's really stupid.
that's what happened to
You saw
him.
that when like Lauren Southern's parents got
it's just
banned
a little
from Airbnb.
I asked him who was the first platform to ban you. This was 9
That was
months
insane.
ago.
We were all trying to fly up
blame
because
me? What was Meta?
the ultrasound pictures from me and Lauren's kid had like just
YouTube
finished
gave them a
processing, and I
strike.
couldn't even book anything because her
Very
parents got banned.
interesting. Guys, there'll be a message at the end of this. Stay tuned of what you need to do to prepare yourself
Don't leave
for
us.
Matrix attack. There you go. Here
Don't
we go.
leave us.
Thank you. Gotcha. So the next clip is I ask, hey, is social media necessary to have a presence at 1304?
Still believe that you can only have a significant presence in the world with these social media platforms. That's the source of their power. I believe there's huge pressure behind the dam in regards to the fact that everybody understands that these places are tyrannical and that they control ideas and that they force narratives. And I use my wording is the Matrix. I call them the Matrix. And people say to me, why do you call them the Matrix? And I say, because they project a false version of reality in real time that people subscribe to. If there wasn't an absolute blacklist on all opposing views during COVID-19, that bullshit would never have gone on for as long as it did. It went on for as long as it did, and they managed to purport a false version of reality for so long because you couldn't discuss the opposing side. We just talked about our friend here who got banned for saying something very sensible and logical. So when you get huge media companies that can literally alter in reality in real time by deleting the other side of an argument, they're creating a matrix, is what I like to call it. So I call them the source of the matrix. So people understand this, and there's huge pressure behind the dam, but the problem is people say, well, what's the alternative? And I think if someone could pave the way...
Nobody wants to be the last company to ban Andrew Tate. Yeah, that's the issue. Like,
and still having a social media platform and presence.
these guys think that like everybody's like coordinating to axe people because there's like some big Slack group that like every lefty's in. I think what's probably actually happening is a big figure will get banned from a social media platform, and like people see it and they see that he probably got banned because there's some like really, really, really bad press event, and then other companies are like looking at it and they're like, okay, well, if this company, you know, ban him, maybe we should just ban him too, because we don't want him like going live on our platform to like spread the same type of shit that he got banned from somebody else's platform for. So companies start to proactively ban, and then like once like 2 companies ban somebody, like you don't want to be the only platform that Andrew Tate's not banned from, right? You don't want to be the only platform that like that's my guess is gonna be that's why like all these people just jump on it, like, okay, this guy's like toxic, like we're gonna just ban him. It's essentially like the cancellation of like an alt media figure. Yeah, that'd be my guess. It's also possible too that it's also possible too that maybe there are friends among the companies too. It could be possible. I don't know.
Which is respected on other platforms, I think it's going to do them significant damage. I think the pressure and the crack together is going to create something monumental. And already I've moved to Rumble. I only had 738,000 subscribers on my YouTube after 5 years of work. Post-ban, I moved to Rumble, which is a YouTube competitor. Stock price has gone up 36%, and I'm at 500,000 subscribers in 2 weeks. So I'm about to surpass the size of my YouTube channel within a month. YouTube stock's down, Rumble stock's massively up. So all in all, there's other avenues, but we'll see. I certainly agree with you that what they've done to me is massively unfair. They know it's unfair. I think the reason they didn't send me an email or any confirmation of what I did wrong is because they knew they were going to end up in court, and they didn't want to be tied down to their reason. They want to stay fluid and try and make up a reason on the day. I've heard from very reliable sources that their terms of service have changed significantly post my ban. They've made up new reasons. Post ban, they've made a bunch of new shit. So it's going to be interesting, but certainly, yeah, there has to be legal ramifications.
Slay all enemies to the dungeon goal. It'll teleport struggle enemies to you later in the dungeon. Really?
I have no reason to be banned. My Instagram is just card.
Yeah, I don't take it personally, but I do take it professionally. Very interesting right there. Then I asked, all right, cool, sum this up for me, Tate. If you can basically list the reasons that you were most likely canceled. We talked about the platforms that took him down, basically who was the first to take him down, how necessary is social media for prominence these days and to have a presence. Now we'll talk. I ask him, give me your list of reasons of why you think you were canceled. This is at 1547.
Because I hate the positivity that I'm sharing with men.
Like if we did a poll, why do you think Andrew Tate was banned from all the social media platforms? And it was misogyny, right? You know, COVID stuff, against the government, against system. If you were a betting man, where would you kind of place the odds?
Oh, I already know. Everybody already knows I was banned because I fought against the Matrix.
Just the system in general.
The system in general, yeah. I mean, someone compared me to Socrates, which is a compliment, but he was vilified. He ended up poisoning himself in Athens. The charge against him was corrupting the youth. If you read about his poisoning and his arrest, they said he was corrupting the youth, but he wasn't corrupting them. He was inspiring them to challenge authority. He was inspiring them to think for themselves. When they were told something, instead of blindly complying, he said, look, analyze who these people are who are telling you to do things. And I even had a tweet I put out on my, I've been banned on Twitter forever, so because I've been through 20 Twitter bans. I come back as undercover, whatever. But I've been saying I said often, if you have a point of view that you are very strong in your adherence to, if you truly believe something, you need to sit and analyze whether it's your own personal experience that makes you believe something, or if someone else has convinced you of this. And if they have, you need to then once again analyze that point of view and analyze who these people are and what they want from you. Do they truly want the best of you? If the news convinces you of something to the point where you're going to argue with your own family members at dinner table, does the news really care about you more than your family? This is a genuine question. You need to analyze every belief you hold, where it came from, and then analyze what their intentions are. And if you start to do that, you look at something like COVID.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, the Matrix, tyrannical and controlling views. It's interesting. He compares himself to Socrates, who was basically accused of corrupting
Wow,
the
interesting.
masculine youth. We all know that Tate's audience traditionally is young men, right? And that is also my audience. And I'm someone that was just like, save your money, be smart with your money, focus on your money, 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 money. And since I've entered this realm, quote unquote, getting red-pilled, I've realized, all right, the Matrix wants the masculine men, the masculine youth, to shut up and comply.
How am I so good, dude?
Shut up and comply, do what you're told. Masculinity is no longer an amazing trait. The future is female, and we don't care if you're a little bit feminized. We don't care if you're basically soft. We don't care if you're pudgy. We don't care if you're sitting at home all day. We don't care if you're watching porn. We don't care what you're doing, just playing video games. We do not want you to be strong and capable and a masculine person. And it's very clear that this is a message they do not want the world to know. Tate said once, what do they do?
This is a good Aerostorm.
They'll throw you in jail, and then they will try to kill you. Now,
I don't ever use
he compares
poison
himself
abuse
to Socrates,
skills.
and even in another interview, he compares himself. He's getting letters written to him saying, being compared to the Malcolm X's of the world, the to the
Jesus
MLKs of the world,
Christ,
to the
come
Gandhis
on.
of the
Are we
world.
gonna glaze
But
this
is what
hard?
happens when you try to count somebody that doesn't f***ing give up, okay? Is that you're either gonna have to kill them or die trying, okay? And that basically they're turning this man into a martyr. Because if you kill somebody, okay, an MLK, a JFK, a Abraham Lincoln, okay, a Bobby Kennedy, their legacy only gets bigger.
Right.
And their message only gets stronger.
Yep.
So word to the wise out there. Be careful what you wish for, these tyrannical governments out there.